Say it one more time with real confidence. Like, know it, believe it.
I can do hard things.
Yes.
I was reminded that evening that our art is always at the discretion of the viewer, and that my idea was merely an origination, not a final destination.
I could get to this, like from A to B or something. There's just so many ways that I could see this working.
But we can be that generation that breaks that cycle. And we are learning to love ourselves and reparenting ourselves and those around us.
Welcome to Going Goddess, the podcast where empowerment meets embodiment and divine feminine energy leads the way.
We're your hosts. I'm Silver Luna.
And Cherry, your chief empowerment officers and cosmic hype girls, here to remind you that your magic is not up for debate.
Every week, we're bringing real talk, rituals, and rising woman energy straight to you. Whether you're just soft launching your inner goddess journey or you're leading a full-on revolution, you belong here.
Let's go, Goddess.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Going Goddess. I am your host, Cherry, with my host,
Silver Luna. Hey, ladies.
I guess we're co-hosts, yeah. But we're so glad that you guys are back, and we have a very special returning guest, our very first returning guest. So this is a huge deal for us. Amanda is the host of Back to the Heart podcast. She is a life coach, just a ray of fucking sunshine in my life. Amanda, thank you so much for being here. I'd love if you wanted to give a little info about yourself and what's been going on in your life since we had you on the pod last.
Oh my God. You know, whenever we talked, I think it was maybe February. So gosh, 7-8 months. It's like wild that so much time has gone by. And I know we discussed whenever we were on the podcast, like how life-changing it had been for all of us and individually just at that point. We were all just getting started. And it's like now I've just released episode 30 of the podcast. And it's just like so wild how much has continued to transform since then. It's like I was talking about all this stuff before, but now I'm like really living it and feeling it, which is so incredible.
Yes.
So it's so exciting to get to come back and to talk to you guys again, and us to be able to go back to that episode compared to this one and see all of us, like how much we've all grown since then. It's so fun. It's so exciting.
So fun. It's so fun. And I totally agree with you that like there are so many things about each of us that I'm seeing totally integrated in like such a solid way that we were like excited about months ago. But now it's like, oh, this is just us. This is just how we're living. And it's getting better every day. So yeah, I'm thrilled.
Yeah, I completely agree. It is really cool to see all of us come back full circle. We're pretty close in our episodes. I think that we're at like 26 or something. And same thing, just realizing day in and day out whenever we're actually living the behaviors that we talk about all the time.
Nice.
Exactly. Exactly. We're going goddess and getting back to the heart. You know, we're living what we're speaking, which is the truth, right? So that's what's so exciting. So today, inspired by bringing together the goddess energy and the heart love energy, I have some oracle cards.
Ooh.
Your inner goddess.
So pretty.
Yeah. So there's oracle cards and then there's tarot cards. Tarot cards are the ones that are like, you know, the swords and the aces and the like wands, the cups and the pentacles, all those different things. So those are used that are more guidance towards like a specific question. And I believe have a little bit more experience behind those on how people interpret those as like intuitives or channelers. But oracle cards are more of just for the individual to take and receive the message as more of like a guidance. And these being specific to loving your inner goddess, these are all like feminine style cards that we're all trying to really get back to ourselves. So I'm going to kind of feel which card ends up coming to me for our collective group today.
Oh,
Yes.
fun.
Ooh, what does the oracle say to our collective?
I
Yes,
know. What do we need to hear today?
that's so fun.
Okay. So this card says, be your own hero.
Ah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Right? Look how beautiful it
So
is.
That is
The
really pretty.
all the artwork that's on here. I love it. So now I'm
Yes.
going to read the details that the book says. So it comes with a little book,
I
and
love
inside the book, we'll have different details that go with each card that's in the deck. So let me find this one.
This is a really cool deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, hero, be your own hero. Believe that you are worthy of an amazing life. You don't need to feel guilty or hold yourself back to make anyone else feel comfortable. You don't need to be timid or uncertain, worrying in that you are becoming too much for
Mhm.
anyone else or asking too much from the universe. Living a great life is not about competition with anyone else. Living a great life helps inspire others to do the same. It doesn't take anything away from anyone else. If your dreams both excite you and scare you, that's a good sign. Give yourself permission to go for it. Go after what you want with a happy heart.
Love that. Yes.
That's
Yes.
great.
That's a huge theme right now. Um, like I feel like across the collective and in society, take up space and be bold and like be your own hero and be the main character energy. I mean, what a perfect card. That's like so all like what Going Goddess is all about. It's just like stepping into your power, owning your light, owning your truth, not hiding it. There's so much room for all of us to be as big and bold and beautiful and bodacious and badass as we can be. And
Mhm.
and it will never take away from someone else. Like we're just gonna light this place up even more. Oh
Yes.
man, thank you for bringing that.
Yes, that was wonderful. It was so perfect for the Goddess Collective, and it's on
Right?
theme. And it's on theme with our episode today too, which is really exciting as we're celebrating our own personal wins. That's so perfect. It's like
Exactly,
the universe
right?
wants to do it.
That's how it works. So that's kind of, you pull these cards and then you take like, what does this mean for me? And oftentimes it's something like that. So it has a continued information here. It's a spiritual guidance. You have every right to be proud of yourself. You
Mm,
have courage. You have listened to your heart, even though sometimes that seemed to be the harder choice to make. You have the days when you don't feel so heroic, but deep within, you know you have the guts and you are strong. You know that a challenge is the way the universe shows you that you are capable of something more. An
mm,
opportunity is before you now. Has your heart been urging you to take a stand or take action in some way? And would you feel proud of yourself if you honored that? Then do it. You are learning what it is to truly respect and take pride in yourself. That meaning means feeling good about the sort of person you choose to be, how you choose to live your life, not lowering your standards to be the same as everyone else, but honoring your heart, becoming the inspiration to yourself. You don't need to try to impress anyone. You are an awesome human being and you have everything within to make yourself proud. It's time to step up and it's time to be your own hero.
Yes.
yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. I love that. I'm like, let's go. I'm like, ready
Right?
to ride. Like, I don't
Yeah. Maybe I can start, I know you guys have the live and the Going Goddess, and I'll start, reading one of these every morning. I mean, I
Yes.
don't know if that consistent, but can make an
Yeah.
effort.
No pressure, but if you
It's
feel
so
led to,
fun, right?
would love that. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Like, if anyone has something that's like, hey, this is how I get inspired or inspire others or my motivation, or this is a gift I have that I could share. Absolutely. Yes. You have an open
Mhm.
invitation. I would love that so much. I mean, I feel so energized from that reading. Just that one little bit.
Right?
Like, yes, would love for you to do that, and thank you so much, and how perfect. So,
Right?
tell us what you've been, like, getting into recently. You had us write a story down.
Yes.
What are you up to? What do
Okay.
you
So, since I was on the podcast last, I went through a certification training, a coaching certification called Enlifted, and it's all about rewriting your story. So, I am helping people rewrite their story. I have rewritten my own story,
Mm,
and it started out with writing out the story and going through this process and releasing these trapped emotions because whenever we go through experiences, our breath ends up getting trapped in our body. These
mm,
emotions get trapped in our body, and oftentimes they're going to lead us to get sick or
mhm,
some other problem ends up developing because these things get stuck in our body. Or it also is not allowing us to be open to receive the capacity and the abundance that we really have available to us. So, what I did, I've gone through this course. It's all a lot about personal development and professional development with coaching people, but hell,
cool.
most of the work, I mean, if I never coached a person in my life, it's coached myself. So it's been awesome. But I went through this process and I released a lot of these trapped, old, nasty trauma stories. And then that allowed me to have the capacity to receive the downloads and receive more and step into my power, into my gift, and to refill that space with what I do want because
Mm,
I realized how much the words had been impacting me. And I had been filling up a lot of that space with negativity. And we have like 70,000 thoughts every day. And most of those thoughts, like I can't remember what the percentage Joe Dispenza says, it's like the same thoughts that you had yesterday.
mm,
So it's like when those thoughts come back up, and if they're negative and you start to go down that spiral, you've got to be the pattern interrupter and stop that story, learn and see what's going on with that story, release that story, even if it's a story that's happening like today, much less those stories that are trapped in our bodies from, little 6-year-old Amanda.
mm.
Those are the real stories that we've all been working through a lot of those. And there's still ones come up, they come up. But now I'm on the other side of releasing those. Now I'm
Yeah.
celebrating the wins of Amanda, and it's really powerful. So the story work that I've been doing, what happens is these ugly, nasty stories get really big and really close and loud. So that's
Mm,
why going through this process that I do helps people to release it and minimize the ugly stories, the problem stories, and let them out and release them from our bodies. And then it takes the good win stories that are oftentimes really small and really far away, and it makes them bigger and louder. And when we celebrate ourselves, it magnifies. Like, we all want and desire to have that confidence in ourselves, and those self-doubts are going to come up no matter, where we are in our journeys.
mm,
But being able to get back to the heart and realize that that power is within us. We are the creators of our reality. Then we're able to celebrate, do I already do? What have I already accomplished? What have I forgot that I already am? And
yeah.
then that amplifies and you get in that state of gratitude and just more good keeps coming.
Mm.
Nice.
Love this.
It's like positive reinforcement. The more we think about the positive things, the more that we will magnify those and they'll continue to come to us.
Totally.
It is. And the funny thing that I'm realizing is, um, I think for so long I had this story, right? And maybe you guys can relate that if we were shiny and bright, that somebody else was going to feel bad about themselves.
Mm,
And you're not supposed to be so shiny because that takes shine away from someone else.
mhm,
But it's actually the opposite. The shinier I see you guys shine, the more I want to shine. So
mhm.
we have this story that it's the reverse, right?
Yeah,
Did you guys feel that way? Am I right with that?
No,
totally. I mean, yeah, like, I definitely have before, and it's like, wait, this doesn't even make sense at all because if I'm in a bright room, everything's shining, and then you add more light, it just gets brighter. It doesn't make the others, like, less bright. Like, that's just on, like, a science thing, but, like, yeah, if you're also, like the people that you're closest to, I wanna be around bright, shiny people, and I'm gonna be like that. Nothing ever said that if you're around bright, shiny people, you will be dulled, like, and yet we did think that. Or
Right.
yeah.
we're afraid of triggering people that maybe wanted to shine as bright as us, but haven't done the work yet, and it's like, why would I minimize the work that I've done to make someone who hasn't done the work feel better, when what I wanna do is support them, guide them, provide some light and some inspiration to bring them on the journey, and to help guide them on the journey too. Yeah. Anyway.
And I think that everybody secretly knows this because we all say it's all about the people you know, right? Like everybody says it's all about the people you know. But when it comes down to collaborating with the people you know, a lot of people become competitive and it turns into a scarcity mindset and you don't in my perspective at least from what I've seen, it's in my own times that I've had this happen, it's usually out of an insecurity that I have and I'm like, I don't want them to succeed because what if I can't succeed next to them? But
Mm,
it's all about the people you know. If you hang out with the people that you wanna be or that you wanna be like, you will level yourself up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
so we wanna
celebrating each other too.
yeah, yes. Big time. I love that. And the thought around, like, you're so right. Like, it's so much easier for us to hold on to the stories of where we messed up or where we fell short. And but we have this whole we have so much to celebrate, but we're just ignoring that and spending time with this like shitty story that isn't even totally true. We've made it way bigger and worse than it is and then identified with it. Like, yeah. And I also love this because we don't just wake up and like love the shit out of ourselves. I think it's a journey that we get on and it starts with getting curious about what are we good at. And so you don't even have to like love yourself necessarily to do an exercise like this. And we're like talking so much, we haven't even gone through it. But like to be able to list what are some things that I did a good job on? Like what would I give myself an A on in life or somewhere? And like just getting started there of just knowing that you did a good thing here. And the more that we can spend time in that camp, the more we're gonna start to understand ourselves better and like ourselves. And then, oh my God, we might even love ourselves. And then that's where the like true transformation really happens. But
And it
anyway,
doesn't even have to be a grade A, quote unquote. It's a like, I survived that shit,
yeah,
I
yeah,
got across that river. It doesn't matter how you maybe pushed, pulled, or clawed your way to get to it, but, celebrating that
yes.
resilience, you
Yes.
Write down
know?
the list of all the times you didn't die. Like, you probably have a lot of every day. Like, if there's the line, "Did you die?" "No." "Okay." Write it down. Oh, man,
Right?
you're running out of paper now because you had so many days that you had to write down.
Yeah. And, every day may not feel like a win in whatever judgment category, but if, every day you are doing one more step towards being that version of you or what you actually want, or if there's an off day and you get back up the next day, it's that continuation, that consistency of just keep going.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep, 100%.
I love this.
Yeah, so I totally want to do this exercise. So we've been doing this in my course, and we're watching all the other classmates in this course going through reading their wins, and it's so fun because even just hearing other people talk about their stories, strangers telling whatever, a story about their kid doing something or something, somebody that they coached or something they did at work. It's like, it's so fills you up with joy. It's so exciting. That's why it's like that competitive, like, I'm over that, right? I'm like, let's celebrate and enjoy each other's wins and celebrate ourselves in the rising is the way to do it. It's not pushing
Mhm.
anybody else down. It's us lifting each other up.
Mhm. Yeah. Actually, I saw a little off topic, but also in the same vein of everybody working together. I saw there is a nuclear fusion experiment happening in France. And the scientists that it took to make this project happen, it could create clean energy indefinitely.
Oh,
And it would take zero energy to run it because it's a nuclear fission plant. And it had scientists from all over the country, all over the globe. It had all of the countries in the globe. There were like 27 countries, I think, that contributed different pieces. Like the United States contributed coils to the nuclear reactor. Like
wow.
France, they obviously provided the place. And then like all these other countries sent all of these materials and all of the different scientists. And it took 30 countries to create this machine that could create potentially unlimited clean energy. And it's that mindset of collaboration. If we can
Yes.
collaborate globally to create that, what can we do at the molecular level, you know?
And what a better way to figure out what we can collaborate on than listen to other people talk about what they're good at. I mean,
Exactly.
you're great at that? Okay, good, because I need someone who's good at that or like who's been through that before. Yeah. Man,
Exactly.
I learn more from people's wins, like or how they overcame something than just like this is a shit thing that I went through and it's shit. And like, but this is a shit thing I went through and I overcame and I'm so proud of myself and this is how I did it. That's gold. That is gold.
And that's why we're doing this podcast,
Yeah.
right? It's sharing the stuff that we're figuring out as we go.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay. So how do we do
Okay.
it?
Okay. So, whoever who wants to go first, we're gonna go through both of these. So, step one is I said that I wanted you guys to write a story about yourself, something that you are proud of, either an event or a progress period. So, step one in this process is titling the story. Did you guys give it a title or did you just write the story?
Mhm.
What would you
Um,
title your story?
Oh, I titled mine Celebration Story.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
um, vending your biggest event.
Okay, perfect. All right. So then step one, so title it and writing it out. So how have you ever written out this story before? Either one of you.
Not this story.
um, sort of, but not in this way.
So you wrote it out in full sentences?
I did because you did tell me to write it in full
Yep.
sentences.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So Cherry, go ahead and just read your story out loud.
Okay, well, now I realize like I went back and I'm like explaining why it became a win.
No, no,
I,
no, that's perfect. That's perfect.
what if it's too long? Okay, here we go. All
It's
right.
perfect. It's
Okay.
perfect as it is, I promise.
Okay. All right. I grew up very sheltered. I didn't see my parents having a lot of fun or friends, and I knew that I wanted to be different when I became an adult. When I went off to college, I knew I was going to be a party girl and very much was. At first, it was drinking only on the weekends, but as I got older and eventually turned 21, it became a daily thing. Paired with some trauma that happened during college, my drinking became my way of life. Every event revolved around beverages. I told myself that's just what everyone did. I told myself this was a good life. While I was a wine girly more than a hard liquor gal, I still drank to excess most days, all the while having this knowing and dream of being some sort of life coach. Fast forward to my mid to late 20s, I'm still drinking daily. I left a 5-year relationship. I got engaged, then married, and my parents, wait, oh, and then my parents a couple of years later tell me they're getting divorced. I became depressed while supporting my dad through the divorce and eventually reached out to a life coach I've known since college. She told me that if I wanted to help people in the way my soul knew it would, then alcohol had no place in my life. I got so frustrated saying, no, I can drink in moderation. I didn't want to completely go alcohol free. I knew in my heart that she was right. However, I resisted hard, so hard that I turned up my drinking for the next few months. At the end of last summer, I took the next step towards my purpose and started working with a new life coach. This program opened my eyes to my unique purpose, introduced me to the Gene Keys, another modality to learn about myself even deeper and deepen my spirituality. While we were on a call going through a module, this coach said the same thing to me about alcohol. It had no place in my life. It pokes holes in my auras, and poison in moderation, it's still poison. I still didn't fully quit just yet. Finally, after increasing my mindfulness and being consistent in meditation and a trip to Vegas that mirrored just how terribly alcohol's presence in my presence served me, I received a download that showed me where my greatest resistance in life was. It was around giving up alcohol. I was afraid that I'd never have fun again, that I would lose my identity, that I would lose friends and status, that I would go through withdrawals. I also knew that if I wanted to truly align with my purpose, I would have to remove it from my life completely. I felt the fear and made the commitment anyway. November 21st, 2024 was the last sip of alcohol, and since November 22nd, I celebrate that I have been completely alcohol-free. I celebrate myself for feeling the fear and doing it anyway. I'm proud of myself for sticking to my commitment, even when the cravings kicked in or I was in a low mental state. I celebrate the clarity I have and my total commitment to purpose.
I love it.
How did it
Break.
how did it feel reading that out loud?
Awkward, and I feel like I talked a lot about the beginning of it, and I didn't spend a whole lot of time on the celebration part of it.
No, that's all parts that are important to your story and getting you there. So there's no wrong way to do it.
Okay, good. Yeah, and I guess I can feel each of those moments in my life, and then just this piece of being on the other side of it is so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like physically feel it anywhere like in your body?
I feel overall warmer right now, and maybe that's also coming from reading something that I wrote down out loud. I would say I feel some activity in my heart, but also I've been dealing with neck stress today, so that's a very present thing in my so I don't mean to detract from that, but yeah, I would say
Okay.
generally good, activated, a little tingly.
A little tingly. Okay. Okay. So we're going to pause. So now you've done step 1, write it, title it, now read it out. So now we're going to go over to Silver Luna and you read your story.
Ooh, all right. Okay. That's funny that we did different, we did each of the things. Mine is over an event and Cherry's is over a period of life.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I did not focus as much on the celebration.
It's fine. It's a story.
Okay. Okay, so vending your biggest event. Oktoberfest in Tulsa has been historically named one of the best Oktoberfests in the world. So, of course, after I vended at Mayfest earlier in the summer that year, I had to try my luck vending my Golden Helium macrame booth alongside some other friends I knew that would be vending there as well. I applied, which the application process begins in the spring, learned that I had been accepted in the summer, but that's when the real work began. I knew that at a bare minimum, I was going to need to take 3 days off of work, plus make up the cost of the booth fee. In the months leading up to the event, I began to prepare my inventory and realized that I did not have much to sell for a 5-day festival. I'm a macrame maker that creates unique tops, bottoms, skirts, epaulettes, dresses, and the like out of cord. To make a single item takes a minimum of 5 hours from start to finish, so I double timed it. I worked day and night for a month straight leading up to that opening night. I completed 3 totes worth of inventory, which at the time felt monumental. Then Wednesday night came, corporate night, in which I almost sold out of my fashion pieces. I couldn't believe it. I lived in Oklahoma, which is a landlocked state, And in my mind, I pictured my products to be seen at festivals or on the beach. So you can imagine my surprise when I learned that most of my corporate night customers were the buyers. I was reminded that evening that our art is always at the discretion of the viewer, and that my idea was merely an origination, not a final destination.
Mm.
The next 2 days were slow. I brought a mannequin and worked on pieces in between customers. But on Saturday night, the vibes were high, and I sold all the clothes left in my booth but one top. Another lesson learned in this process is that people enjoy watching the art being made. I had more people stop to watch me create than to view what I had left in my booth, and that gave me a whole new confidence boost after the lower sales that followed the first night's rush. Sunday, I rode the high of accomplishment, watched the weenie dog races, and enjoyed the post-event festivities with the crew, followed by ramen to close. I've never felt as proud as I did that day packing up after a 5-day festival with only small trinkets and booth decor in tow.
Yee. I loved hearing that. That's awesome.
How did it feel reading that aloud?
Feels very pride. Like I feel a lot of pride, very proud of myself. It's a lot of work that goes into an event like that, and to have come out on the other side and feel like I was successful in the end is a huge deal. I felt like it was a huge accomplishment, so I feel pretty proud of myself.
That's awesome. Yeah, so what happens is oftentimes we get we go through an event like that or the progress that Cherry is talking about from where she was to where she is now. And we have the bits and pieces in our head. And maybe we've told the story out loud to somebody in its entirety, but often not. Maybe it's just bits and pieces, right? That you've told somebody that story, Cherry, or you even Silver Luna with that experience. But whenever we write it down, it slows the story down, and that's what helps you bring it into your body. And what also helps you slow it down, and we're going to take this a whole another level, step 2, we're going to go into it and now read it again, Cherry. And this time, I want you to slow it down to like 70% your normal speed. Because whenever we start reading, we get a little excited and we get really fast. But when you slow it down, it will absorb more into. So just read the story. Read
Okay.
the story 70% speed.
Okay. I grew up very sheltered. I didn't see my parents having a lot of fun or friends, and I knew that I wanted to be different when I became an adult. When I went off to college, I knew I was going to be a party girl and very much was. At first, it was drinking only on the weekends, but as I got older and eventually turned 21, it became a daily thing. Paired with some trauma that happened during college, my drinking became my way of life. Every event evolved around beverages. I told myself that's just what everyone did. I told myself this was the good life. While I was a wine girly more than a hard liquor gal, I still drank to excess most days, all the while having this knowing and dream of being some sort of life coach. Fast forward to my mid to late 20s. I'm still drinking daily. I left a 5-year relationship, got engaged, and then married. And my parents, a couple years later, told me that they were getting divorced. I became depressed while supporting my dad through the divorce and eventually reached out to a life coach I've known since college. She told me that if I wanted to help people in the way my soul knew it would, then alcohol had no place in my life. I got so frustrated saying, no, I can drink in moderation and I don't want to completely go alcohol free. I knew in my heart that she was right, however. I resisted hard, so hard that I turned my drinking up for the next few months. At the end of last summer, I took the next step towards my purpose and started working with a new life coach. This program opened my eyes to my unique purpose. It introduced me to the gene keys, another modality to learn more about myself, and it deepened my spirituality. We were on a call going through a module, and this life coach said the same thing to me about alcohol. It had no place in my life. It pokes holes in my aura, and poison in moderation is still poison. I still didn't fully feel ready to quit. And finally, after increasing my mindfulness and being consistent in my meditation and a trip to Vegas that mirrored just how terribly alcohol's presence served me, I received a download that showed me where my greatest resistance in life was. It was around giving up alcohol. I was afraid that I'd never have fun again, that I would lose my identity, that I would lose friends or status, that I would go through withdrawals. I also knew that if I wanted to truly align with my purpose, I would have to remove it from my life completely. I felt the fear and made the commitment anyway. November 21st, 2024 was the last sip of alcohol, and since November 22nd, I celebrate I have been completely alcohol free. I celebrate myself for feeling the fear and doing it anyway. I'm proud of myself for sticking to my commitment even when the cravings kicked in or I was in a low mental state. I celebrate the clarity I have and total commitment to purpose.
Yes. Okay, how's it feel the second time and reading it a little bit slower?
Good. That one I actually felt the expansion and the ooh, I celebrate, I could feel myself lifting up almost.
Yeah,
Good.
I agree. I feel like we could feel it too.
Yeah.
Good.
So then the next question is, what does this story mean about you, Cherry?
Mm, that I have like truths. I have strong, yeah, truths within me that I know. Um and I also know when I'm ignoring them, but I can know them, I can do hard things, I can align with purpose, and
So write those pieces down. Right. I can do right on at the bottom of your story that you have. I
yes.
can do hard things. I'm aligned with my purpose. What
Mm,
else does it mean about you?
Um
I am I have
I have clarity.
yeah, I have
Um
clarity.
You have your truths.
yeah, I have truth within me. I have support.
Yep, write that
Mhm.
down.
Um I yes, I'm aligned with my purpose. I have clarity. I have truth within me. I have support. I keep commitments.
To yourself.
Yes. I keep commitments to myself. Um I'm brave.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you are
Write that down. That is a big one. I'm brave.
healthy.
Yeah, I'm healthy.
You take
Yes.
care of your body.
Yes, and I honor and take care of my body.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, this is great.
So now we go back through one more time, Cherry, and let's read through your story one more time and
Are you
add.
sure you want me to
I
do this?
know it sounds like a lot, but this is really part of it. So this time, and actually, if you want, you can just read the affirmations at the bottom.
Cool.
But just read the affirmations at the bottom, but read them at 70% speed. But read them like they are obvious, they are clear, and they are true with confidence. And then at the end of each one, take a deep inhale and exhale. Get the really take a breath in it. If you want to close your eyes, fine. If you want to keep your eyes open, it doesn't matter. But go through the breath between each one. And Silver Luna and I and our audience listening, let's take a deep breath with Cherry in between each one, so we're all in unison and bringing this light to life.
Okay. Okay. I can do hard things.
Say it one more time with real confidence, like know
I
it,
can
believe
do
it.
I can do hard things.
Yes.
I'm aligned with my purpose. I have clarity.
More confident. That sounded like a
have
question.
clarity.
Yes.
Yes.
I have truth within me. I have support.
Yeah, you do.
I keep commitments to myself. I
Yes,
keep
you do.
commitments to myself. Yes, I do. I'm brave.
Yeah, you are.
I'm healthy and I honor and I take care of my body.
Yes, you do.
Wow, how nourishing. I'm like emotional.
Yes, goddess.
Thank
And
you.
you know why? It's because those affirmations came from your story. I didn't tell you those affirmations. Silver Luna didn't tell you those. You said those from your story based on why? Because you just told us evidence of you are brave and you love your body because you already did all that stuff. You
So
did it. We didn't
powerful.
tell you. You didn't read this, from Abraham Hicks. All that stuff's good, but these are
Yeah.
yours. These are
Yeah.
yours.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. And then to have y'all like so supportive, like with them and like, yes, yes. Like that just feels so good.
Right?
My God. Yes. I love this. Like way to take take your celebrations like to the next level. Like so deep
Yes,
and so high up. Like so good.
Yeah.
it's awesome. We're so
You.
proud of you, Cherry.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for being
I
part of
love it.
the work group, women. I like goddesses. I just love y'all so much.
We got to
Silver Lena.
celebrate ourselves. All right, Silver Luna. So let's just go ahead and read yours at 70% speed and then add the breaths in between. And then we'll go through the questions after that.
All right.
Okay. So 70% speed, but add the breath. And let's Cherry, let's breathe with her. Okay.
Like in between like the paragraphs or like in
In
between
between like a sentence or like where you have a comma or
like
and like a different thought,
okay. All right. Okay. Oktoberfest in Tulsa has been historically named one of the best Oktoberfests in the world. So, of course, after I vended at Mayfest earlier in the summer that year, I had to try
Pause.
my luck.
Slow down. Slow down. Take a breath.
I had to try my luck vending my golden helium macrame booth alongside some other friends that I knew would be vending there as well.
Perfect.
I applied, which the application process begins in the spring. Learned that I had been accepted in the summer, but that's when the real work began. I knew that at a bare minimum, I was going to need to take 3 days off of work plus make up the cost of the booth fee. In the months leading up to the event, I began to prepare my inventory and realized I didn't have much to sell for a 5-day festival. I am a macrame maker that creates unique tops, bottoms, skirts, epaulettes, dresses, and the like out of cord. To make a single item that takes a minimum of 5 hours from start to finish, so I double timed it and I worked day and night for a month straight leading up to the opening night. I completed 3 totes worth of inventory, which at the time felt monumental. Then Wednesday night came, corporate night, in which I almost sold out of my fashion pieces. I couldn't believe it. I lived in Oklahoma, which is a landlocked state, and in my mind, I pictured my products to be seen at festivals or on the beach. So you can imagine my surprise when I learned most of my most of my corporate night customers were the buyers. I was reminded that evening that our art is always at the discretion of the viewer, and that my idea was merely an origination, not a final destination. The next 2 days were slow. I brought a mannequin and worked on pieces in between customers. But on Saturday night, the vibes were high, and I sold all the clothes left in my booth but one top. Another lesson learned in this process is that people enjoy watching the art being made. I had more people stop to watch me create than to view what I had left in my booth, and that gave me a whole new confidence boost after the lower sales that followed the first night's rush. Sunday, I rode the high of the accomplishment, watched the weenie dog races, and enjoyed the post-event festivities with the crew, followed by ramen to close. I have never felt as proud as I did that day, packing up after a 5-day festival with only small trinkets and booth decor in tow.
How's it feel getting the breath and slowing it down just a little bit?
Feels good. I feel maybe a little distracting, breathing too much. But
Yeah.
just because I am a fast reader, I think that it's hard for me to slow my brain down a lot, and I think I realized that in reading my story.
Maybe this is an area to seek some stillness.
Right? That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe my brain moves too much.
Yeah.
So
Well, so like in
No.
one sentence, how would you wrap this? How do you think this? What does this story mean about you? What's the vibe?
I think I'm more capable than I realize.
Okay, write that down.
Oh, yeah.
Silver, I got a little emotional the first time you read it through because I can just see you. Like I felt you in that story so much, and just like so proud of yourself. And then oh my god, like selling out and like just everything you went through in that, and just I just see you and I love you and you're so creative and like having the realization that the people like love to watch you create the thing. Like I'm like, yeah, like we need her on like lives all the time just to watch her. Um, so sweet, like so sweet. So
Oh.
just thank you.
It was a really fun realization when that happened, and I did try to go live after that, but it is a big commitment.
Yeah.
People enjoy watching the art, and I think that was another realization that I had, was that I'm more creative than I realized.
Write it
Really?
down. And not even more, just like I'm creative. I'm creative as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like confident, obvious, and true. Like you saw that and people saw that in you. That's
Mhm.
evidence-based affirmation already right there. You already are that.
Yes, you are.
Let's see, I'm more capable than I realize. I am creative. Um,
It sounds like it took like a lot of planning and commitment, dedication.
mhm. I am organized.
Yeah.
I am organized.
Perfect.
You are.
I'm dedicated.
Yes,
Yes.
you are.
And do you enjoy what you were doing?
Mhm.
Yep. I enjoy what I do.
I enjoy my craft.
Yeah.
I'm resilient because I
Yes.
continued working whenever I didn't have anything.
Yes.
Yes. You're
Inspiring.
resourceful. Resourceful. You use that time when you weren't selling to just keep creating, which was fun and resourceful of your time.
Yes.
It's true.
Brought attention to people to see what was happening.
Yeah.
I'm entertaining
I was about
Hell
to say
yeah.
very entertaining and inspiring.
Yes.
and inspiring.
Left like
Yes.
so inspired from watching you, from getting to like see what you're thinking through. Yeah.
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 Um, beautiful. My booth was beautiful
Yes. I'm so glad you said
and
that. What?
stylish.
Yes.
Yes. And stylish. Yes.
It's a reflective energy of you.
Yes. Unique.
If it weren't, you'd be looking like, where am I going to improve this with myself? But it was exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
'Cause it's yours. It's you. It's a reflection of you. It's your baby.
Yeah. I was
Mm.
really proud of that booth, actually. It was really beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome. It had a disco ball in the middle. Okay.
All right. So have you got at least 5?
Oh, I got 5.
Okay. So the key is to get at least 5. Okay.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
let's read the 5 out loud and slowly and really like practice this, like deep inhale and exhale, because we may have more difficulty with exhaling this. I know it's not as long of a story with just the affirmations, but with having space in there, we're gonna let that space out. You know, put this in there. You can do
Okay.
this. We're here. We're breathing with you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm more capable than I realize. I am creative. I am organized. I am resilient.
Hell yeah.
I am resourceful. I am inspiring. And I am beautiful, stylish, and unique. Yes. I went through the highlights because I have a long list.
Love that.
That feel great. So then the key is to every morning, just for the next 7 days, go back to this list of affirmations, read through these affirmations at 70% speed, clear, confident, true, and with the breath. You can do it by yourself, but just do those every day, just for 7 days. And when you do that, only 7 days, it sinks in. Do it within the first couple hours of whenever you wake up. They're in. It's
Nice.
so much faster. It's like 10xing your affirmations, because it's not just words that you hear or that you're saying. It's words that you've written down on a piece of paper that you have gathered evidence from yourself.
Mm.
Yes. Oh my God. You're right. And like we have the memories and the emotions and like that, all of that visceral like feeling from that memory. And then we turn it into something so beautiful and tangible. And like, I went through this and this is what I have now here. Like, I love this so much, Amanda. Like, it just
Yeah.
took it to such another level. Like, so
Agreed.
personal and impactful and deep. Like we talk about affirmations all the time, and it's like it can say affirmations that I read off of Pinterest so many times, you know, but like to have something that it's like the evidence, you're right, the evidence behind it. No one can
Yeah.
take this
And
away.
it's so awesome. I really love this exercise because, like you said, it's your own story that you wrote from the start. And so
Yes.
you're just analyzing your own behaviors and how you behaved within that story that you plucked out of whatever memory verse you want to pull
Yes.
from.
That you already created with
Mhm.
your own words, your own experiences, and it amplifies it. And when you continue to do this, and the fresher the story is, the easier it is to go through it. But you can go back and do any story of, the story cherry of you deciding to move back to Knoxville,
Mm,
Silver Luna, you deciding to leave Oklahoma. Those
Mhm.
are big periods and big pieces of our lives that we've gone through, at least just bits and pieces that I know of your stories, that maybe we've journaled about different pieces of, oh my God, that was crazy that happened, or I felt this way. But to actually write down the full story with the sentences, it feels like it's long, but if you can write it down, you can step through it. And this works on the opposite side for whenever I help people get unstuck, for whenever they've got something that's going on. It's getting through the story and telling it And I've used it with a situation that, I was going through with a friend that was leaving me in this icky feeling and what my emotions and everything were in that. So for me to be able to read through that story that just happened and get the breath that was trapped in my body out, it helped me re-regulate myself and realize that that story actually wasn't about what was going on in that situation with that person. It was something else, right, from my past that was triggering and pushing that button, activating that button inside of me. But
Yeah.
until I wrote out that story and got that trapped breath out of me and then was able to see it from a completely different perspective and look at it of what is the like the lesson in this, and until you write it out, the story's going so fast.
Right.
And even for people that are fast talkers, it's even more. I'm sure your mind is like going crazy with all kinds of things all the time. Mine does
Mhm.
too, so much that like that's part of my like clarity moments. And Cherry and I've talked about this with connecting with cannabis. There's so much going on so fast. So when I can connect with the plant and just the intention of show me what I need to see in this moment and slow down, then I get the clarity and then I can even put it on paper. Sometimes it's going so fast up there. There's no way for me to even
Like,
formulate what's going on because it's so much happening at one time.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, agreed.
really. Man, thank you so
Mhm.
much for this. What an awesome like tool to add to the toolbox. And like as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, we all have like a treasure trove, a gold mine of life to like go back through all of these stories. And it's like, if you can't think of something nice to say about yourself, no problem. Tell me a story about you. Let's go. Let's start there. And then we can start breaking it down because we have lives of stories that we can drop.
Everybody's got something. There's something out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a great starting point exercise when someone is feeling really down on themselves, and no matter what you say will help. Like,
Yeah.
let's start with something that makes you proud of yourself. Write it
Yeah.
down.
Or is there ever like, and someone's like, I'm not proud of myself for anything. I'm like, okay, is there any time in your life where something went right?
Right.
Make a good order at McDonald's one time. Like, let's just hear about that. Okay, you ordered the burger and you loved the burger. What does that tell you? You're able to make decisions within a reasonable time frame. You can choose, like, you know what I mean?
There's
Like,
always something. There's something.
and if
And
it's hard,
I
y'all just
believe we've all been a recipient at some point of the beautiful act of service of someone else in humanity. And we get overwhelmed by all the, crazy wild asshole shit that goes on. But there are actually really cool, amazing things that happen when different engagements with strangers. And I think I remember whenever we were on the first podcast recording and Silver Luna, you were talking about somebody that complimented your hair, and Cherry, I think you had some little Girl Scout that was like, was that you was telling me a story about the Girl Scout selling something? Or maybe
Oh,
that
that
was
was
my
me.
cam. Oh,
At the
okay, so it
grocery
was a
store,
Girl
yeah.
Scout. Okay, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, there's something with the Girl Scouts.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that's fun. That's a story that you told us, but even to write out that just little interaction is so fun, and the energy that you received and that you were giving back to that little kid, and then the mom was like, "Yeah, I'm a fucking great mom. Look at that." Of course that's my kid out there selling this. You
Right?
know?
True.
And yeah, she's going to stand up and say what she wants and how she feels. Like that's a proud mom moment. And
Mhm.
I see so many people, especially moms, that have a very hard time with acknowledging they're very down on their momming skills and just need to be reminded of all the things that they are doing on a daily basis. And as a mom of furry kids too, like we're momming so many lives out there that we're remomming ourselves.
Yes,
True.
yes, which is
Definitely.
one of the most important things you can do.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the
Remodeling
biggest
over
challenge of life is remomming ourselves. So congratulations on I'm taking great care of my body.
That's so true.
All these things like,
Yeah.
damn, I love myself.
Mhm.
Man, okay, seriously, I think about mom guilt and, there's also bonus mom guilt and like you said, all these different things, but especially like for any women dealing with mom guilt, it's like we got to get this exercise in front of everyone because like how healing would this be? And then also maybe even do it with your kids, like ask your kids one time, like, hey,
Yeah.
can you tell me a story of something, that mommy did that you really liked or a time that you felt really good. And then the mom can even like hear the kid say it and then see where the mom, will pull out of there, like, this is where I helped my kid get to this, like from A
Mhm.
to B or something. There's just so many ways that I could see this working.
And
I love
totally use it with kids of, what is something that was great about your day at school today?
this. Oh yeah.
And what's something that you're proud of yourself of, the effort that you gave today?
Yeah.
Because that's so many things is part of this. We are also highlighting in this exercise in this course wins from our childhood. And
Mhm.
quite honestly, that was so challenging for me. Like, I can't think of them.
Yeah.
And actually asked family this weekend, and they couldn't think of them either. The stories that they remembered were the stories where, like, I did something ridiculous or silly or stupid, or the trauma stories that I've already worked to release out of my body. But it
Mhm.
was this funny in its childlike innocence moment for them, but was traumatic in the way, 5-year-old Amanda received it. But
Mhm.
those are the stories that are amplified that we hear over and over again of the time that I almost set the house on fire. Like, for God's sakes, do I have to hear this again? So no, that's not a win for me. Oh, well, it could have been worse. Well, that's not counting it as a win.
Mm.
You know
That's
what I mean? Like, I want to know celebrating myself. So, as many times as people can start working with their children and celebrating them in their wins as their kids and amplifying those, like, let's celebrate that. So they're, in their 30s and doing their healing. And
Yeah.
they're like, well, yeah, I know I was lived this great experience because
Yes.
those are
yeah.
highlighted memories that are there.
Because they knew it. And it's not like, oh, you got an A or oh, you won. It's like, oh, you were brave. Oh, you cared so much for your friend. Like the things that really matter
Yeah.
in life. And let's build that up and celebrate that. And yeah, I love that idea.
And it's great for parents in the future because now you know what matters to your children as they grow up and you listen to their stories as they recount them back to you. You hear what's important to them from their own perspective and can celebrate them throughout their lives that way.
And help them create their affirmations for themselves
Yeah,
to build this confidence in
that's
this
awesome.
7-year-old self, right? Do it
Yes.
as you go. That's
And
perfect.
not just pulling from something. It's like we have proof you are brave. Like you are,
Yeah.
oh, I love this.
All the
Wow.
stuff that we didn't receive. I mean, they weren't teaching this kind of stuff in school, and I don't know, probably not teaching it in schools now, but we can be that generation that breaks that cycle, and we are learning to love ourselves and reparenting ourselves and those around us.
Mhm.
So cheers. Congrats back, winning, recognizing winning for podcast sharing and, just sharing our voice and cheers to you guys and having the collective and just continued showing up and being shiny as fuck.
Thank
Thank
you. You
you.
too.
Thank you. And right back at you, sis. And
Yeah.
I'm so excited to have you on. We're still gonna work on the dates, but by the time this will come out, we'll have a date scheduled for you to come on and do a workshop about this, maybe in the Goddess Collective for everyone.
Yes, definitely. I am going to be hosting one on October the 29th. So, in the meantime, if anybody wants to check it out and listen, you can't do this enough, right? You can only keep doing it more and more. And we'll be working on that one on October 29th. It's a Wednesday at 12 Eastern. I'll give you guys the link to put in the show notes. But on that one, we're going to be talking specifically about getting back to the heart and people that maybe are in a challenging space in their current relationship or
Mhm.
want to be in a better relationship or want to be in one, or really just reconnecting and want to have a better relationship with yourself. We're going
Yeah.
to go through one of the language games and helping the language that we're using to talk to ourselves and go through this 4-step process and helping people to love themselves, love their partner, future partner. So I'm going to be doing that at the end of October, and I look forward to doing it internally with the Goddess Collective because it's
Yes.
so powerful. It's helped me so much. Like, seriously, in the last 8 months has been life transforming. So I am really excited to share it with everybody else because I know how much it's impacted me.
Yeah.
I think it's a really great workshop idea too, because I think that doing this exercise alone is beneficial, but with a group, especially for a first time, having other people help you identify those good traits and qualities and
Yeah.
make you slow it down when you don't hear yourself is
Mm-hmm.
very helpful.
It
So
is.
definitely join. And I'll link both events, the October 29th event and the Going Goddess workshop in the show notes.
Yes. And your podcast, which is Back
Yeah.
to the Heart. You'll go follow Amanda. Before we close out and you give us all the places that people can find you, we have a little segment called the Goddess Oracle. So I love that we started with Oracle cards, and then we're going to end with, if you could just finish this sentence for me. A
Perfect.
goddess never apologizes for.
Showing the fuck up.
Joe. Joe.
I
Yep.
mean, yes, we
Yes.
are here.
That's right.
No apologies. Unapologetically myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
What it's all about. I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you, Amanda.
yeah, so good. Now, where can everyone find you on all the places? Of course, we'll include it all in the show notes.
Yeah. So on Instagram, it is back to the heart to love me. And the twos are number 2, back the number 2, love me. And back to the heart to love me. And then I also have Facebook, so we can put that link in there. I don't even know what that one shows up as. And then the podcast is on Spotify, Apple, and it's on audio on those and video on YouTube. It's Back to the Heart.
Awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Amanda.
Thank
Yes.
you, ladies, so much for this energy and their presence today and the participation in the activity. It was so fun to share those joys with you. And that's really been the glow of like hearing all these stories of other people celebrating their wins. You see, both of you guys have this like ridiculous smile on your face of like, right? It feels so good, like sharing your own joy and then receiving each other's joy. It's like we're absorbing that fun glow energy. So thank you so much.
You can find us on Instagram at Going Goddess Podcast and join our community of radiant rebels in the Goddess Collective on Facebook, a sacred space where we take these conversations even deeper.
And remember, you're not alone on this journey. You're leading it.
Goddess vibes only. And as always, stay radiant,
Stay empowered
and keep going, Goddess.